What's up with the fake reviews on this? So many pushing this, even saying the original Saga Sonic. Wow. The designer Sonic is like a genetic experiment. He looks more human-like than a hedgehog. The voice actor is not a fit for Sonic. Dr. Robotnik is not a slim guy like they portray him in this. It's clear the people behind this movie only saw a cash grab because they didn't study the Sonic world like they should have. I have no idea what is happening. Movies are getting worse and worse. I've watched it and I wish I haven't. One thing is for sure, there's going to be a second part of it. Not going to see me in the theaters for it, that's for sure. It seems to me that most of these good reviews/rates are fake. I mean, I certainly hope they are. Otherwise, Planet is going nuts. Skip it. Spend some time walking instead. This looks like it only took a week to make. I was a huge Sonic fan. Growing up on Sega games, it was one of its best games. The movie though, just terrible. I thought maybe the kids would enjoy it, but they didn't either. No doubt this will be a cash cow title for them for Abbott now, but I struggle to think of a more forgettable movie. Mumbling soundtrack aside, this movie really tried hard, but ultimately failed. Sonic was less interesting than I expected him to be and found myself often daydreaming through his predictable dialogue. I was then hopeful for a resurgence of the all Jim Carrey, but he failed to show up. Moreso just dim shades of his former glory. I then looked to James Marsden, the king of talking to animated animals that aren't really there, and felt he nailed his typical empty role, fully believing in himself all the way. By halfway through, I was hoping the movie would actually speed up and finish. Not the review you were hoping for. Terrible film. Waste of my money. I ended up walking out as well, first time I've done that. The film heavily relies on stories and references from other films all of the time. The acting was terrible and not believable, the characters were overused and cliché. I respect the VFX department for changing Sonic's look to be a little more normal and realistic looking, but even then the G wasn't that good. This isn't worth your money or your time. Don't watch it unless drunk, My roommate dragged me to go see Sonic tonight at 10, judging from the near-empty theaters. It looks like people are being smart and avoiding this train wreck of a family flick. Jim Carrey needs to retire and resort back to his Andy Trump. He tries so hard but fails on every level. Sorry Jim, you've lost your magic touch a long time ago. He was cringe-inducing and embarrassing to watch. Marsden is seriously typecast in these bland, thankless roles. He needs a new agent. The movie is nowhere as bad as Cats, however it is bland, boring and dull like Cats. This is made-for-TV Netflix flavor of the week fodder, and anyone that forks over hard-earned cash will be fooling themselves that this movie is entertaining. Avoid like the plague. Utterly underwhelming and boring movie with predictable story, and for the entirety of it you feel like you're waiting for it to develop into something interesting or show you some excitement, but all it does is move meaningless and underwhelming scenes one after another that by the end of credits you feel like meh. Incredibly generic, boring and poorly written, a huge waste of Sonic. Completely unfaithful to all established lore, it seems the writers did no more than a few minutes of research before hastily writing this disappointment to appease as wide of an audience as possible. The only redeeming part is the intro, before Sonic leaves his universe, which they did for no reason other than to make it appealing to boring people who can't watch a movie unless it's relatable to their boring lives. The video game movie curse is real. Okay. Calm down. We've still got secondary roles. Cast as much diversity as you can possibly muster. If there's a goddamn neutral gender purple alien, I want it cast. So start with the wife. The only reason they cast her was for the stereotypical fat, negative black sister, with the usual Helena. Left his ass and you don't know Omi. But then there's Jim Carrey, who literally holds the entire movie on his shoulders. Every poor casting, every poor performance, every endless clique, it bears heavy on the comic god, and eventually it buckles his jaw-dropping performance, the straw that breaks the camel's back. The inconsistency of Sonic's speed, can be so fast he can seemingly slow time to a standstill, yet the dart can get him. Just a god-awful, spineless cash grab.